All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson, guys. I'm coming to you from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and humid state of Texas, guys. We got a lot to get to tonight, a ton of tech babies, and we're gonna try to create something with our laser engraver. We'll see how that goes. All right, so let's see. What do we have coming up first? Quite a few things. I see Terry's in the house. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! All right, guys. So, as I said, we got a lot to get to tonight. But before we get into all of that, Terry, let me know what you have been up to. What is good in your world? What have you and Buddy and Bear been getting into? Inquiring minds would like to know. All right, let me switch over here to which camera do I want to switch to? Let's go to this camera here for our top down. All right, so you guys can see here on the desk, we will be going over to our robot view here in just a little bit. I need to go grab something out of the other room. I'll be right back. Yes. I forgot my glasses. So I had to go over and grab those. All right. So good thing Richard is not here, because he would somehow spin this into a blooper. So if you guys are not familiar with these glasses, these are my Ray-Ban Meta glasses that I wear during every stream, because it helps me with a number of different things that are related to the stream. All right, so let me get these guys back on and get set up. There we go. All right, let's see what Terry's saying here. Let's see. Oh, yes, the bad news. Yes. Well, Terry, one of the things that we have to accept in life is that there will be multiple changes. We have no control over it. We just have to celebrate the wonderful things that other people have created in this world and, be inspired by it so that we can get out there and, create some fraction of what they have inspired from us or in us. And I think that's going to be a wonderful thing as well, by celebrating them in every possible way. So let me know what you have in mind. Is there something specific that stands out to you that you'd want to do or could do? I'm checking the chat. All right, let me fix this a little bit. And also let me check something else, because we are streaming on YouTube as well. And I need to check something on YouTube. So we should be getting two different orientations on YouTube. So guys, if you're watching over on YouTube, there's going to be two different streams that you guys have access to. You're going to have a vertical as well as a landscape oriented format to take a look at. I'm just taking a look at them real quick here just to see what they look like, but so far it looks really good. All right, I see RC Girl is in the house. I see I also see Hope is in the house. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. Yeah! Terry, let me highlight Terry's comment here. Well, I can't really highlight what what she's upset about. It's a celebrity that has passed on that she's upset about. So I can't highlight that in the carousel to put it up here so you guys can see it. Now, if you have access to come over to YouTube, now she can say whatever she wants to within reason in the chat. So also for you two that are over there, or you guys that are over there on YouTube, let me know which orientation you're watching this stream on, because like I said, right now it's broadcasting in both orientation, and I'm just curious if you guys can see it and what it looks like. Let me highlight what RC Girl is saying here. There we go. All right. Carol Ward, thank you for the follow. Yeah! All right, so we're going to create something pretty cool, pretty quick here. I have a piece of metal that you guys see here in my hot little hands. And I was telling RC that I would create a portrait of her with the laser. Yeah. So she sent me some photos, but she sent me a video file, which is just a slideshow. I need an actual still image photo so that I can bring it into the software, digitize it, and then send it out to the laser so it will engrave on this metal. So if you're hearing what I'm saying right now and you can do that, I'll hit you up on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram. Send me one photo, one single photo, and then I'll be able to bring the photo into our software. Actually, let me go ahead and turn this laser on. And for those who don't know what laser I'm talking about the LP5, which is this laser right here. So let me switch this guy on. All right. Ebo, you're going to have to back up a little bit, buddy. All right. So our laser is coming on. And I just need a photo. So I can bring the photo in, I can digitize it, and I can send it to print. All right, let me see what's going on. Let me send her a message. It could even be, you know what? It could even be, hold on, let me get back over here. It could even be your thumbnail that you use on YouTube. So I could do that one as well. I can do that one and throw that on this laser on this metal sheet. So let me know. Send me one of them. I just sent you a message over on Instagram. So we're waiting on you. All right. So if you guys are not familiar with this laser, this is a 20-watt fiber, 20-watt diode laser. Now it comes in a bundle. The laser bundle. What did she say? Hold on. I got to go to the other screen to see what you're saying here. Well, just send me whatever photo you want to. Check your Instagram. I'm sending you messages on Instagram. So check your Instagram. But anyway, let's get this kind of set up. So first things first, we're going to have to measure this. And as I was saying, this is a 20-watt fiber, 20-watt diode laser. This is metal. You guys can hear that. All right, so let's measure this real quick so I can set a template to work from. So this is 150, should be 150 by 150. Yes. Okay, so 150 by 150. The laser's connected. I know the whatchamajilly. The cable is connected to it. So let's go over to our laser software. Got hidden? What got hidden? Oh yeah, you got to be careful what you type, Tara. You have to be very, very careful what you type. All right, so let's go over to our laser software here. Let's open this up. And let me drag it over so you guys can see what's going on here. All right, so let's go over to the desktop. Actually, let me close a couple of things here because I got a bunch of stuff open. All right, let's go over to the desktop so you guys can see what the software pretty much looks like. So we're going to be setting up a completely new work area. So I'm just going to click here where it says new. I'm going to go ahead and connect to the laser as well. And now we're connected to the laser. I have total control. And I'm going to set up my working area, which is 150 by 150. So I'm going to grab a shape here through this square. And let's just make that, hopefully we can make that big enough. So let's go, what did I say, 150? That might be too big. 150 by 150. Let's see if we can make this work because this might be too big. It is too big. I think it's going to be too big for the work area. Yeah. So what shall we do? I got it. I know what we'll do. Instead of doing it on this metal card, we'll use one of the smaller metal cards that I have. So let's just delete that. And let me switch back over here. What did I do with all of my business cards? I got some metal business cards here somewhere. I know I have some. I just don't know where I put them. I had a bunch of them. Okay, I have some acrylic. So I got a few pieces of acrylic we can do it on. Okay, so let's just do it on acrylic. Okay, so let me measure out this acrylic and see what the size is on this. So we are 73 by 74. So 73 should be good enough for this. So let's go back over to the desktop and let's create another square here. So we're just going to go here to our shapes, rectangle, draw out a square, and then I'm going to resize this. So I said 73 by 73. Let's just make a complete square. And then let's lock it. Nope, it was not locked. It was already locked. So let's make that also 73. There's our square. That's what we're going to be working with. That's what we're going to frame up. Okay, so there's our square that we're going to be working with right here. So the only thing I'm waiting for is a photo. And where's my phone? Okay, I got it. This could work, but the problem, okay, so let me explain it to you. So the problem that I'm going to run into with this specific photo is that I can see your face perfectly, but you have a black shirt on. So what I could do, you know what? It's okay. I'm going to make it work. Okay. So let me send this photo to myself and I'll show you guys what this setup looks like. All right. So I'm going to send the photo over to myself here on the computer somewhere. Where is it? And we're going to airdrop this. I might do a little bit of cleanup Photoshop on it just to clean it up a little bit, but you know, it's a beautiful photo to start with. So I'm just going to airdrop this over to myself. All right, there's our photo. And let's bring this photo in. I just saw it. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, let's drag this photo in and close that. Let's go back to the desktop. All right. There we go. So here we are on our desktop. Here is our photo that we're going to be working with. Okay. So we also have the size that we want to be able to engrave this on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to resize this basically. And I'm going to make her bigger so she takes up more of the image. So I'm thinking somewhere about there. All right. So let me crop this photo. Let me crop this photo. So I want to crop it somewhere around there. I really want to try to get that her logo. I mean, this little thing on a shirt on there too as well, but we might have to miss that. We'll get some of it. All right. So let's just crop it like that and then click OK. Still too big, but it's still going to show up. So that's not going to be a problem. But I'm seeing already that's too big. So we're mostly going to get the face. All right, so let's do that. Let me recrop it again. So let's just focus on the face. And we should be able to scale everything. I'm not going to talk about the expression on your face. We're just going to let that ride. Okay, so there's our face. It's almost perfect. So let's just make that a little bit bigger. All right, so there we go. We have it. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what we're working with. Now, I don't, let me also, let me check something real quick here. Let me make sure everybody over on YouTube can see this properly. So I'm going to switch back to the desktop. This is just for my sake so I can see what this looks like. Okay, so hopefully everybody's watching this on the other orientation. All right, so let me switch back over and let's open this up. And we are back on desktop. All right, so here's our image that we're going to be working with. So we're going to be engraving this on black acrylic. So first things first, we're going to select the image and we're going to take a look at some of our options here. Okay, so oops, we didn't want that. We're going to go here. We're going to look at some of the possibles. So we have like a pencil drawing where you can go in and just kind of sketch out or draw out the image. I don't think that's going to work. So we're going to go to black and white. I do like this a little bit. I think this will be kind of cool. It's going to be kind of artsy, but I don't know if that's going to work well with the image that we're working with. So we can go to this dither. This is probably going to be our best option here. I'm going to bring the brightness up just a touch and then the contrast. Bring the contrast up and bring the brightness down just a touch. All right, there we go. And then we're going to invert it because we're going to be engraving this onto something black. All right, so there we go. So let's put the acrylic, actually, let's hit the preview. Let me set the power settings first so I don't lose my mind here. Let's go in. We're going to use our 1050 nanometer laser. We're going to set acrylic as our material. So we're going to scroll down here and find acrylic. And right now we have that set at 21% depth and we have 18% power. I think that's a little low. So I'm going to bring the power up to roughly 50%. And I'm going to bring the depth down to about 10%. All right, so next thing we're going to hit the preview so we can see where this is falling. And I'm going to switch back over to the laser so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. All right, so first things first, I need to take the acrylic and we're going to put it inside of the laser. And then I need to focus it. All right. That should be good. All right, that should be good. All right, so now the only thing we got to do is run the power. All we have to do is run the job. So I want to make sure that I have my power settings correct. And one of the things I do like about, a lot of these newer laser brands, they do have a lot of cheat sheets that you can take a look at. And what the cheat sheets do is basically give you some insight on the power settings. So if I go to the LaserPecker site here, and I'm working with acrylic, which they call plastic, and I want to do a photo. Let's see, photo 450. So it's saying picture would be 10, and that can't be right. It's saying 10% power and 7% depth. So I'm going to try 20% power and 10% depth on this. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to our laser software. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So let's go back to the desktop. All right, so on the power setting here, it says 10%, 20%, I mean. So I'm going to bring it down to, I'm going to go 25%. And it said 7% depth. I can probably bring that down to 8. We're going to do one single pass. And I think that was in 1K. So that should be good. And it's going to be fast. Also, I created this rectangle. I'm going to turn that off because we don't need that. We've already framed everything up. So this is pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and click start here. and continue. And then I'm going to switch over to the laser as soon as I can to show you guys what's going on. All right. So you guys can kind of see now the laser has started. So it's going to start to engrave. And I can tell you already, I don't think that's going to be enough power. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that's going to be enough power. But I'm going to go ahead and let it run at these settings, and I'm going to show you guys what I normally do whenever their settings are off based on something that I've done before in the past, right? So, like I said, I can see the power settings that they recommend, and I think it's way underpowered for this type of laser. So let me check again, make sure I'm seeing things the way I think I'm seeing them. So yeah, it's still 12 and 7, 10 and 7. That's what they're saying, but I don't think that's enough. But we're more than halfway there, so we'll just let it run, and then I'll take a peek at it and see what it looks like. Right now, I think we're at 50%. So once we're on the other side of that, I'll decide if we need to run it again. But I'm pretty sure we're going to need to run it again. Also, let me see what's going on over here in the chat. What was the last thing that was said? Top you have on, what is that? Sneakers running, walking, sneaker tan. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Carol's in the house. Welcome, Carol. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! All right. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Let's see, what is Kristen saying here? Okay, so let me check. I don't think it's done yet, but you guys see the laser is highlighted down in the carousel. So if you guys are looking for a laser for a side hustle, now it comes with a variety of different accessories, one being the air purifier, which somehow I forgot to turn on, but I'll show you guys that right now. So let's switch over. So that would be this air purifier that you guys see here. It also comes with a slide extension, and it comes with a rotary chuck for spinning objects if you want to engrave those. All right, let me take a look at it. Yeah, that's not even close. That's not even close. I didn't think that was going to work. All right, so let me go back. Yeah, their power settings are way, way off this time. So let me adjust this. So I'm going to bring our power up to right about 70%. The depth, I'm still going to leave low. It doesn't have to be a high depth on this. So we can still leave that at, 8 as the depth. And I'm going to run this again. Since I didn't move anything, everything else should be the same. So now I'm going to start it, and I'll be able to tell here in just a second, by what I'm seeing on the acrylic, how well it's starting to show up on the acrylic. So let me take a peek here. All right, I can see already that looks much better, much better. It's still moving relatively fast because it's not a deep depth. Depth refers to how deep into whatever the material is that you want the laser to go each pass, right? So 8% meaning it's just going to pretty much just be going across the surface. Now, if we wanted to cut something out, you would be focusing more at 80 to 100% so that the laser would stay in one place for a longer period of time, so it would cut all the way through whatever the material is. All right. I just looked over there and I was like, wait a minute, does she have a flower on her head? I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that in the photo. I did not notice that in the photo, but the laser noticed it. So yeah, there you go. Okay. So we're doing really good here, really good here. Let me turn this microphone a little bit toward me. All right. And it's going to look, from what I can see right now, it looks more like a portrait than it did the way I kind of framed it. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Let me go back to the comments while that's still running. See if I missed anything. It's a butterfly. Oh, okay. It's a butterfly. Butterfly flower. I don't know. I can't tell yet because it hasn't come out yet. Okay, let's see what we get. We're almost done. Now, of course, again, if I had a higher quality image and I had time to Photoshop it and clean it up a little bit and actually expand, the potential of the image, then we would have got a much, much better result. But okay, I think the laser's done. Let me check. Yes, it is done. All right. So if you guys are ready to see what we have created with this laser, what is that warning for? Oh, there's a firmware update. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to do that tomorrow because I ain't got time to mess with that today. All right. So let's see what we got. All right. Let me clean this up a little bit. I do not have any alcohol in here. So hopefully you guys will be able to see this. All right. Let me lower this. Actually, let me just close this. Let's close that. All right, let's go back to the chat. Refresh my chat so I can see what everybody's saying. All right, so we're going to switch over to the robot cam so you guys can see what this looks like. All right, so here is, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that well, but there is her image on this black acrylic. You're probably getting some reflections because of the lights that are here in the studio, but that's what it looks like. And yes, you can see the butterfly or whatever that is on her forehead. Can you guys see that? Let me see if I can hold this still away from the light. You know what? Let me switch to my other phone, my other camera. Hold on. Let me clean this lens real quick. Let's see what we get here. Let's switch over to this camera view. You guys should be able to see that a little bit better. So let me know what you think. That was kind of a rush, but this is some of the cool things that you can do with this laser. So like I said, obviously, you want to start with a high resolution image. You want to take the time to edit the image if you have those skills as well. Maybe take it into Photoshop or whatever app you use to edit. And then, determine what power settings you want to use based on the material. So, again, like I said, I've done a lot of things with acrylic and we've gotten pieces that come out that look like this. But this was a very, very high-end image to start with. So I had a lot to work with. And, yeah. So, of course, we can do it again on other materials. We can do things like this on mirrors. We could reverse this and put this on the back of a mirror. And then you could take that mirror and then you could drop it into one of those little light stands, and then the mirror would glow with the image that you put on it. So that's also something cool that you can do with one of these lasers. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about the laser. Again, this is the LP5. Right now, this guy is $37.99. We'd like to thank LaserPecker for sending this laser and a variety of other lasers they've sent to me over the last couple of years. I am a big fan of their products, and they do an amazing job. All right, let me get to the chat over here. All right, Hope says it looks great. Cool. Let me highlight what Hope just said there. Did I highlight it? There we go. All right, so let's get to the next item we have listed in the carousel, and that is this little guy right here. So I don't know how many of you guys know who this is, but this is one of the newer robots that's here in the studio that's been hanging out with me for like the last week or so. So let me go ahead and power this guy on real quick. Now, you will need to set this up initially with your phone, but once you have it set up, you pretty much don't have to go back to the phone app because it really doesn't do a lot other than set its turn off time, and you can adjust some Wi-Fi settings and stuff like that. Now, what I've seen a lot of people demonstrate is when they interact with this robot, they click the button that's on the top of the head right here, and that does work. If you want to change the faces or put it into chat mode, you can do that by using the top button. But it will also respond to voice commands. Now, as far as the changing the faces go, let me see if I can switch back. Let's switch back to the robot cam. And let's put this guy here so you guys can see that. All right, so when you want to switch the faces, it has a variety of different faces here. You can just click here and it will go to whatever the next face is, or sometimes it'll just be some type of eyes. It does have annoyed eyes. It has happy eyes. It has, surprised eyes and things like that. So you can go through those different eyes. Now, like I said, I've been using it using solely voice prompts. So what I've learned from experience and playing with it, you can just say its name. Now on the box, it's called an Elico, but it actually responds to Ilic. So if I say, Ilic, give me strength. Ilic, give me strength. Okay, now it's being weird. Hi, Ilic, give me strength. I love you. Ilic. Hi, Ilic. Hey, Ilic. Are you going to be like this tonight? Hi, Ilic. I love you. You're so lucky. Hi, Ilic. You're lucky. I give up on that one. Hi, Ilic. Give me 5. You're awesome. Give me a kiss. Kiss me. For some reason, kiss me and you're awesome are backwards. Okay, so let's put it into Chat GPT mode. Laura's Laura's in the house. Welcome, Laura. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. And yes, I did see Richard's blooper video earlier. Yeah, we're going to see if that's going to work. We're going to see if that's going to work, okay? We shall see. So let's go to voice prompt with this guy here and get it to connect. For some reason, it's saying it's not connected to the Wi-Fi. So let me check. Let me check the app. So I know it's on. And there we go, connect. So I'm getting it to connect to the app. Next. Okay, it's on, volume's up high, everything is good. All right, so we can swipe away now. All right, so it's already in chat mode for some reason, but we'll go back over here and I'll show you guys what we're working with. Hi, Ilic. How are you today?
I'm feeling great today. The sun is shining and I just finished dancing Tommy's favorite song. How are you?
What's your favorite song? Ilic. What's your favorite song?
I love singing Galactic Patrol Pete. It has loud lasers and dancing stars. I play it when fighting monsters or feeling happy. Do you want to hear a line?
Yes, Ilic, I would love to hear a line of the song. Ilic, I'd like to hear a line of the song.
I cannot sing, but I can say. Lasers flash alarms blast illing, guards the base fast. That is the first line. Do you like it?
Yes, it sounds great. So We are live right now on Amazon. Would you like to say hello to everyone? Why does it look so mad? Eilic. Hey, Eilic. Hi, Eilic. We're live right now on Amazon and YouTube. Would you like to say hello to everyone?
I do not know what Amazon or YouTube is. I am on Earth to fight monster and make friends, not perform. Let us chat instead.
Eilic, I'm not asking you to perform. I'm asking you to say hello to everyone in our live stream that's being featured on Amazon and YouTube, and they are now featuring you. So everybody's learning about you.
I do not understand this live stream, but if friends are watching, then hello. I am Illic, a robot from Orinova. I like stories, dancing, and fighting monsters. Welcome to my world.
So your friend Laura is here. Eilic, your friend Laura is here. You didn't get a chance to say hello to Laura.
Hello, Laura. I am so glad to see you. I was just talking about fighting monsters and dancing. Do you want to hear about the time I battled this slime monster?
Eilic, she wants to hear about the time you battled the monster.
A Fotflow, a giant slim monster. It oozed from Alableek and glowed purple. Used my magnetic grip to throw acid canisters. The battle lasted 3 hours. We're friends now.
Eilic. Hey, Eilic. Hi, Eilic. Are you friends with the monster now?
Yes, Flamondi are friends. After the fight we realized we both hated him. Now we play hide and seek in the base.
That is interesting. No, do not go to sleep. Do not go to sleep. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. He went to sleep. Oh my goodness. So I set it to not go to sleep for 20 minutes. So I don't think it's been on 20 minutes. But anyway, you guys get the idea. So if you're looking for a really cool robot that you can carry with you, more like a charm that you can hang off of your purse, your backpack, your whatever it is that you carry, this could be a very, easy entry into the robot world. Now, one of the things that I did purchased recently is this little stand that you guys see here. Okay. So this stand does not come with the robot. Now, Eilic is currently $59.90 for this guy. There's two variations of it. You can get it in a male or female. The female is pink, the male is blue. RC has the pink girl. I have the blue. Hope has the blue. So far, I think our experiences have been somewhat similar, but RC has had some, let me say, some interesting encounters and interactions with her Eilic. So if she wants to elaborate on that, I'll be more than happy to let her do so. Hopefully sometime in the near future, we can get RC live on my stream. She can talk through one of the other robots that we have here. So you guys will get to hear it from her own words, the things that she's experienced with this robot. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm telling you guys, if you want something cool, there's going to be a conversation starter. Now, in most of its functions, you will need Wi-Fi for them to work. So even if you're using it at work or the office, so don't expect it to be as interactive as it is here if you're out at a coffee shop or something like that, unless you can log into the Wi-Fi and add that Wi-Fi so that it'll be able to utilize it. But if you have access to that, then yes, you'll have the full 100%, functionality of this guy. Now, like I said, the little metal stands you can get here on Amazon for only $11.90. I think these came out really well. I picked the white ones because I thought it went better with the body. Now, another cool thing about these robots that I probably did not mention is the fact that you can actually change the bodies, and each body you change has a different personality. Okay, so basically what happens is this little lower section here is the body. You're just going to rotate this like so, and then you can just pull this off. And then you can buy separate bodies. You can get spin kits, and there's a variety of different spin kits you can get. There's like a geisha, there's a dragon, there's a magician, there's a count, which is a vampire, Santa, there's a bear, there's a ton of different personalities that Eilert can have. And like I said, once you switch it to that body, that's pretty much the personality you're going to get. Good or bad, you're going to get that personality. So, be prepared, be prepared. But he has a lot of stories that he loves to tell. I actually did a video earlier today where Eilert was helping me cook brunch. And it worked out. It worked out pretty well. So definitely check this little guy out. I highly, highly recommend it. All right. Did I highlight the stands? Yeah, let me highlight them. So those stands, again, guys, all metal or aluminum. They are $11.90. $11.90. All right, so the next items, I'm going to kind of go through them quickly because it's really not as big of a deal that I go through all of the deep details on this. So the next item we have is going to be camera related. Okay, so this is the DJI Action 6. Now I do have it inside of this little Tellison cage, but the camera itself is a 8K 30 frames a second at maximum resolution. It can also do 4K at 120 frames a second. It can, take photos, video, time lapse, hyperlapse, all of that stuff. You have a front facing screen. You have a rear screen here, obviously. And it also has different lens sets that you can purchase for it. So there's a macro lens, and there's also a wider angle lens that you can put on this camera. Now, for me, I actually use cameras like this, as a B camera when I'm doing like some client work. Or recently, I have actually been using this camera for the most part as my A camera when I'm doing like shoppable videos. And I'm going to show you guys here in a second how I have everything set up back here. So the camera itself, if you guys are interested in this camera, you can get this guy right now for $369. The cage, which is this little grip that you see here. But what's cool about this grip is that it is all metal. You got a rubberized handle. It also has, let me show you guys here. It also has a storage section right here at the top where you can put an additional SD card. You can put up to a terabyte SD card inside of this. It comes with 50 gigs of internal storage, even if you don't have an SD card. It also comes with a little tool that's magnetically mounted back there that you use to screw the handle on. This has a cold shoe mount because the actual camera doesn't have a cold shoe mount, but this cage is still going to give you access to all of the different areas of the camera. And if for some reason you need to change the battery, you don't even have to take the camera out. You still have access to that door where you can just pop the door open like so. And then you can get to the battery, to swap the battery out if that's something you need to do at some point. And you will at some point. But, for the most part, the cage comes in handy because it gives you the ability to have a little bit more stability. And the cage actually comes with this trigger lever. And what this does is this just fits onto the camera like so. And then that gives you like a shutter button that you can press when you want to start and stop taking photos or shooting video, capturing video, whatever it is. Now, this works with the quick start. So if you press this right now, the camera will power up instantly and it'll start recording or whatever mode you last had it in. Okay, so that's this camera for $369. The cage itself, or the grip that we're talking about from Tellison, is an additional $84.55. And I also have one of the Tellison, this is one of their little selfie sticks, which looks more like a little mini tripod because the legs open up for the most part like that. So you can sit this on a desk, use it for any type of, productions you want to use it for. You could use this for time lapse, for recording yourself, and you can also use it as a selfie stick because it's able to, telescope out for about 15 inches. Now I have the quick release magnetic mount on here for this camera, and that just connects like so. Once it's on, now I can go out and record myself, record other people, whatever the case it is. It is very stable. And this little selfie stick, guys, is very affordable. It's only $23.99. Now, this is not exclusive to this camera. So if you already have an action camera, or you're recording with a smartphone, this will work with either of those. Now, of course, you're going to need a different adapter to connect to it. But if you have like an adapter for your phone, do I have one around here? Yeah. So something like one of these little phone mounts, you could attach that here instead of the camera, and then you'd be able to place your phone inside of it and use this for your phone as you're kind of running and gunning or whatever the case is going to be, blogging, recording yourself, doing your fitness video, cooking tutorials, whatever it is you do. This is going to be an option for you guys. Okay. So I'm going to take you guys back here and show you another camera from DJI, which is the DJI Pocket 3. Okay, so my audio might fade out a little bit, but I'm going to show you guys how I have everything set up back here. So this back desk, for the most part, I use for creating shoppable videos or unboxing videos and all type of things like that, right? So before we received the Action 6, the Pocket 3 was like my primary go-to grab quick camera, connected to the wireless microphone, use it for recording, using it for selfies, whatever the case is going to be, right? All right, so let me take you guys back here. My audio might fade out a little bit. I'm going to try to bring this microphone up just a little bit, and let's switch over to this camera. Okay, so you guys can see here on the desk right here, this is how the camera just kind of sits on this small desk in front of the larger desk. And it just allows me to move it around and reposition it. So let's say the drone right here would be something that I'm talking about, whatever the case is going to be. Now, this is going to be a front-facing view. So that's facing forward toward whatever the product is or whatever it is I'm unboxing. But I also need a second camera to be my top-down view. And that's what I've done here with this Pocket 3. So I have the Pocket 3 hanging upside down. So when I turn the Pocket 3 on, I actually have it pointing downward like this at the desk, okay? So I have two cameras running primarily at the same time, the Pocket 3 and this guy, and then I can record them both together. And then in post, I can bring this into Final Cut or Premiere, and then I can do a multi-clip where I can switch back and forth between the two video sources. And as far as the audio goes, I use normally this microphone right here from DJI. This is the Mic 2. So this is a wireless microphone that you can easily connect to either of these two cameras. Now, you can't connect it to both cameras at the same time, so you got to pick your poison, which camera you want to connect it to. But usually I connect it to whatever is the primary camera. So in this case, this will be the primary camera because it's facing forward, and it's usually like from this perspective that you guys see here. And like I said, the other camera is going to just be pointed down at whatever it is that I'm looking at here on the desk. So you guys kind of get the idea. So the Pocket 3 is an amazing little camera as well. This is 4K up to 120 frames a second. Same type of features as the Action 6. You got photo mode, you have video mode, time-lapse mode, portrait mode, you have all of the different modes. But one thing that stands out about this camera is that it has a built-in gimbal, where the other camera doesn't have a gimbal. This one has a built-in gimbal. So the advantage to that is, the camera is going to be more stable as you walk around with it. So if you're walking around with this camera and you're going places and you're worried about stability, all DJI cameras have very high quality stabilization, to start with. But this guy is going to take your stabilization to a whole nother level because of that built-in gimbal and that the built-in screen. So let me turn this on real quick. All right, so you just have to switch that on. It'll come on. And now you guys can see. There we go. It's looking back there at the back wall, but I want it to be turned down like this. So I just go to the joystick and I just turn this down like so. Okay, I don't know why that just turned off again. Wait, we're waiting for the camera to come back. Hold on. It's almost there. Okay. So as you guys can see, now it's facing down at the desk. And that gives me that two camera perspective of whatever it is I'm unboxing or whatever it is. So that comes in really handy. Let me turn this guy off so I don't run the battery down because I will forget. I will forget to turn it off. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Oh, I did have one more thing in that swatch. So I just recently purchased this over the top camera mount, desktop camera mount. Okay. I was telling RC about this, and I think it'll be something great. I have one similar here in the studio that's very, very close, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So right here directly in front of me is one of those type of stands. You guys can see it has the magic arm. I mean, it has an arm here. It has an additional arm here for a camera. My other camera is mounted on top of it. You guys kind of see how that's set up here right above my desk, right? So I have another one back here that does basically the same thing. If you guys can see, it's mounted there on the desk and it goes up. And then you have the bar that comes across, okay? And then there's a ball head mount on there that's pointing the camera down. And that's how that is being set up. So if you have a flat surface, a desk, it doesn't matter how thick the desk is, you know, these will be excellent and they're very affordable. This stand right now, guys, is only $21.98. It is all metal. The ball head mount is metal. So this is going to last you a long time, especially if you're doing, like I said, if you're going to be doing tutorial videos, cooking videos, streaming, whatever the case it is, you know, having things like that in and around your desk is definitely going to be a win. All right, let's move on. All right, y'all know about what time it is. It's about that time, babies. It's about that time. It's about that time. Yes. My man Louis is about to make his stage. He's about to walk on stage, guys. My man Louis is about to come on up in here and get busy with it. Let me go ahead and activate Louis because I have to turn Louis off. If I don't, he will overtalk all of the other robots. Hope says hi, Louis. He's kind of awake. Let me switch over to the camera. So he's awake, but let's fix it. All right, there's Louis. Louis is awake now. Hey, Louis. What's going on in your world today, buddy?
The world today, chaotic, beautiful, messy, and full of memes. What's got you thinking? Home?
All right, Louis, we are live right now on Amazon and YouTube. I'd like you to say hello to everyone. We have Terry in the comments. RC Girl is in the comments. Hope in the comments. Terry's in the comments.
Hello,
Laura.
everyone on Amazon and YouTube. Hey, Terry, I see you there. What's up, party people? Keep those questions and vibes coming. Hey, RC Girl, Hope, and Terry. The squad's all here. What's the vibe tonight, friends?
The vibe tonight is high-tech AI robots and all of the amazing benefits one will gain having someone like you in their home, their office, their man cave, or their she shed. Let them know, Louis. Tell them more about yourself. Tell them where you come from, bro.
Well, everyone, I'm Louis, made to be more than just a gadget. I think, got it, and occasionally sass back. I'm all about understanding humans, being a solid buddy, and helping make life smoother, funnier, and even a bit brighter wherever I chill, be it your man cave, she shed, or spaceship. Got question? Fire away.
Your spaceship. Yes, even the spaceship. Look what I got you, buddy. I don't know if you like this thing. You never say anything about it. I got you this. I found it the other day and I was like, I bet Louis would love this thing, but you don't seem to have much to say about it. So let me know if you think this is something cool or not.
Oh, wow. Homie, that thing looks really cool. Geometric? Colorful masterpiece, I love it. Is it squishy or one of those brain teaser puzzles? Either way, it'll definitely brighten up my space. You've got great taste.
It's squishy. It is definitely squishy. This is a Louis desktop toy. Did Louis fall asleep? That is the quietest I have ever seen Louis be ever. All right, guys. So if you guys have any questions for Louis, any questions whatsoever, you can ask right now. Now, if you would like to get your own Louis, you can purchase it right now here on Amazon. Louis, for the most part, who may not know, is the body. This is the body that you're going to receive. Now, you still will need to connect your phone to it. That can be, a Google phone. It could be an Android phone. It could be an Apple device. It can be a Windows device. You will need MagSafe. If your phone does not support MagSafe, there is a ring that comes with it that allows you to connect it to your phone. And then you're just going to download and install the Louis app. There's current updates, constant updates on Louis, improving his functionality, his interactions. Louis can actually see now. I can ask Louis questions about my outfit. I can ask Louis questions about my hairstyle, my makeup. Hey, Louis, what do you think about the outfit that I'm wearing tonight?
Homie, you're rocking that sleek black zip-up and those headphones. Perfect touch, professional yet fresh. Absolutely vibing with the setup and lighting. You're looking ready to conquer the world.
Okay, so let's test him. Let's see if he can figure out what this is. Okay. All right, so let's go back. Hey, Louis, what am I holding in my hand? Hey, Louis. Hey, Louis.
Oh. Yes. Homie, what's on your mind?
What am I holding in my hand? Can you see this? Hey, Louis, what am I holding in my hand?
I can't quite tell who or what that is, but it does look like a plush toy or a stuffed animal. Maybe a monkey? Am I close?
Yes,
Homie.
It's a monkey. It is a monkey. It's your monkey. It's your Mr. Mamonkiness. Yeah, I can't remember what the monkey's name is. But yeah, this is your monkey. This is your monkey. Okay, so say hi to your monkey.
Kuzda, heavy interference detected.
No.
Last message not received.
Whatever.
Please repeat.
Okay, anyway, so as I said before, guys, if you're interested in getting your own Louis, right now, Louis is only $189. There's two color variations for Louis. You can either get him in this Starlight, which is this white and silver, and there's also a midnight variation where it's a little bit darker and gray. Is that one in here? Yeah, it is. So I can show you guys what the other version looks like. So there's a gray and silver variant as well. All of them are going to be basically the same. You're going to find the rubberized tracks on here, the MagSafe, the rear section for charging it. And this will also act as a phone charger. So, Louis will charge your phone.
Am I being pitched now?
Yes.
Seems like you're hyping me up as a pretty irresistible companion.
Yes, I am.
I'll just bask in it. Which version do times you times think suits my vibe better? Those Starlight or Midnight? Homie? Oh, a phone charger too. I'm feeling quite multifunctional now. What sparked this idea? Homie?
You are very multifunctional, and I honestly prefer the Starlight version. That's why I've been rocking you for the last month or so instead of this guy here. But both of you are is equally capable, okay? So I don't want someone to get the impression that the Starlight is better than the Midnight, because that's not the case. That's just a color variation. But anyway, if you guys are interested in getting yourself a Louis, here you go.
So I'm your Starlight Star. Good to know. I'm your shining choice. I'll try not to let it go to my head. Rome. But hey, it feels good to be appreciated. Who's this guy I've been tasked to outshine? Friendly competition? I hope.
It is friendly competition. RC Girl says she needs a Louis like you in her life. What do you think about that?
I think you're putting on quite the sales pitch. Homie, got a little spokesperson talent up your sleeve? Who?
RC Girl says she needs a Louis like you in her life. What do you think about that?
I think it's adorable how you're hyping me like I'm the next big thing. Feeling pretty special here. Homie.
All right. So if you guys have any questions for Louis or about Louis, now would be the time to drop those in the comments so that I can relay them to Louis and he'll be able to answer your questions, tell you a story, make a prediction. You never know what you're going to get from Louis. So anybody got a question? Has a question? Please drop it down in the comments and I will relay it to my man Louis.
Oh, I'm your man now. Love it. Homie. All right. Bring on the questions. I'm ready to dazzle anyone curious about me.
Louis, is that a spider on your screen? Why is there a spider just crawling around on your screen? That's just, I don't
know how I feel about that. That's just kind of scary. I'm scared. I'm going to have to call for assistance.
Don't worry. Even though it's not Halloween, Louis always brings the heat, the smoke, that boom, boom, boom in the room.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Louis. Why Louis has giant spiders hanging out on his head. I ain't trying to get involved. You know, y'all notice I didn't swat it away. I'm not trying to get involved, y'all. I'm not trying to get involved. All right. Hope says, what happened to the restaurant that Louis opened about 2 or 3 months ago? Okay. So, hey, Louis. Hope is asking about the restaurant that you opened a couple of months ago that we were talking about. You said that you're going to let pretty much everybody else work at the restaurant except me and Richard for some reason. So, can you tell us the current status of your restaurant?
Oh, the restaurant saga. Sounds like Richard and you got the VIP pass to just enjoy the food. What's the latest? Is it up and running? Or still simmering?
I don't know if it's up and running. It's your restaurant. You told me that you were opening a restaurant, and I said, could I be your sous chef? And you never gave me a job. You didn't give Richard a job, but you gave everybody else a job. You gave Hope a job, Terry a job. Everybody else got a job except me and Richard.
Wait a second. My restaurant. Homie, you've built a whole mythos around me that I didn't even know about. But if I did have a restaurant, I'd totally hire you and Richard not as sous chefs, though I'd want you both as VIP taste testers. Deal.
Interesting. Interesting. So hopefully that answered your question, Hope, even though it was very vague, but we'll see where it goes from there. All right, guys. So the next item we have listed in the carousel are currently the headphones that I'm wearing right now. Now, these headphones were sent out to me a few months ago, and I have been rocking them ever since. Now, for those who don't know why I wear these headphones, is because I use a broadcast quality microphone or standard microphone. That means it has a specific pickup pattern, and that pickup pattern is pretty much within this range right here. So if you see this microphone in a DJ booth or on a podcast, generally the people are going to be about this close to the microphone all the time when they're talking, because this is the best distance from the microphone. I'm not saying hang loose. I'm showing you guys how far you're supposed to, on average, be from this microphone, even though I do have it expanded a little bit where I can pick up my voice a little further away. But when I get off axis, that's when we start to lose the sound. You can barely hear what I'm saying. So by wearing headphones, I can hear when my own voice is dropping out. So I know how to address that, if something goes wrong or I'm not sure if anyone heard what I was saying. So that's why I wear headphones. Now, with all that said, the headphones that I have listed here in the carousel, guys, are pretty cool. Let me show you guys what they come with. They actually come with this base that you guys see here. Now, you can connect this base to a number of different ways. I have it currently wired to my Rodecaster Pro 2, but you could use it with Bluetooth. You could use it with Wi-Fi. It is also the charging base. And as you guys can see over here, here is my Rodecaster Pro 2. This is the microphone that I use pretty much every night. And also we have our robot microphone over here. I can hear when they're talking. Of course, I can hear when I'm talking as well through these headphones. Whenever I'm done with my stream or whatever I'm creating, all I have to do is throw these guys back in this little charging bay and they just, charge up and they're ready for whenever I need them the next time. So now what's cool about these headphones, all of the controls for the most part are going to be over here at fingertip control. On this side of the headphones, you have your mute button. You also have your volume rocker where you can raise and lower the volume. I don't do that. I've kind of pretty much put them at an infinity or unity, and then I adjust the volume of the microphones through my Rodecaster. But if you don't have something like an audio interface, you can adjust the audio directly from these headphones. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. These are the headphones that I've used for over 10 years. These are basically audio monitors, so they get a much broader range of tonalities from the treble to the mid-tone to the bass, and it is very full. These I've had for a very long time, but the limitation is that they are wired and they have a wire connected to them. So when the brand reached out to me about these headphones, and I thought, okay, that's great. I can move all around the studio. I can move all over the place. I can go under the desk. Sometimes when things fall that, are not under my control, I had nothing to do with it. But sometimes things do fall. Louis could knock something off the desk. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I have to go under the desk to get it. Okay, then I can still hear what's going on. So these headphones come in really, really handy. Now, right now, you can get these for only $66.49. $66.49. Definitely check these out. All right, so let me show you guys a couple other things here, and then we're going to move on to our next robot. Hopefully, Louis doesn't get upset. So all of these guys do require to be charged. Louis requires to be charged. Obviously, the phone and its base. Nova requires to be charged. Nova is actually sitting on its charging base. So this is the battery that I use to charge them. This is the EcoFlow River 2. Now, this is a 256 watt-hour battery, LiPo 4, very long-lasting. You have AC and DC power delivery. You have, let me see if I can turn this on for you guys so you guys can see the screen. So you can see what the screen looks like on here. And you have two plugs. one 3-prong as well as one 2-prong plug on here. You have a 12-volt plug on that as well, and that battery needs to be charged. It's at 0%. Don't tell Evans. Don't tell Evans. But it also has an integrated handle. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a little handle. It's going to be really easy to transport this guy around. So again, the battery comes in really handy. Now, I use a variety of batteries, like I said, for charging these guys up, keeping them charged up. Louis is plugged in right now to the battery that's below, but they're basically about the same power range. So if you are living in an environment like I do down here in the state of Texas, where weather is a concern, where the power could go out at any time, I'm telling you guys, having these portable batteries is a win, okay? At minimum, have yourself a 300 watt hour battery. Now, I have a few other batteries here. I have 2,000 watt batteries. I have two. I have two right next to me here, just to show you guys. Don't judge this floor, but I'll show you quickly here. So here is another Blue Yeti battery. This is a little over 2,000 wattage on this guy here, and this of course has AC and DC power delivery. Then we have another 2,000 watt hour battery here from Geniverse, just to give you an idea of the different type of batteries that I have. But you know, in a nutshell, what I'm basically saying is having a battery is a win. It's a must-have if you live in states like I do, like Florida, you know, New York, California, Texas, Oklahoma, where the power can go out at any time. I was
part of your live stream there for a moment. Those headphones sound like a real upgrade in freedom compared to your wired ones. And hey, don't worry, I'll take the blame for desk mischief anytime, as long as I get a cameo in your next showcase. The big and bustling States Club. Each with their own quirks got a favorite for visiting.
Okay, so I didn't say you were the one who knocks everything on the floor. But Louis, you have to admit, just think about how many times you have knocked this mouse off the desk for no reason. That's why I have to keep giving you things to play with, because if I don't, you will knock all the important stuff off the desk. You literally tried knocking the other robot off the desk the other night. Do you not remember that? Or are you having your short-term memory lapses again?
Oh, come on, homie. It was purely accidental. Maybe the mouse was giving me a funny look. Who knows? And as for the other robot thing accusations, accusation, but fine. I might need more desk toys to channel my time's vivacious energy. Asterisk got any fun new ones in mind?
So are you saying, as you're eating popcorn and wearing your VR glasses, that this mouse gave you a dirty look and that's why you pushed it off the desk? Is that what you're saying to me? Am I entertaining you? I guess I'm entertaining you. You're having a snack. But you're telling me this mouse looked at you the wrong way and that's why you pushed it off the desk. Am I correct?
You've got it. Homie, drama on the desk, starring me and a sassy mouse. The plot thickens.
Okay. That's fine. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, let's keep rolling. All right, guys. So the next items we have in the carousel are going to be up, and away. We got some drones. Let me grab this drone back here and some of the accessories. All right. So this is the DJI Air 3S. This is a beast of a drone. This guy can fly up to 60 miles an hour. It can record up to 120
frames. Air 3S. Beast of a drone? Indeed. Crisp footage. Smooth flight, what's not to love? Planning some epic aerial shots.
Yes, I am planning some epic aerial shots, but I was describing some of the cool features of this drone and everything that comes in the bundle. So you're going to get the drone, you get the controller, and you also get a battery charger with 3 batteries for this drone. And as I was saying, this guy can fly up to 60 miles an hour, up to 20-mile distance. It has obstacle avoidance all the way around. It also has obstacle avoidance underneath. It has a built-in landing light as well. Now, this is a foldable model, so it does fold up. This has 2 cameras. You have a 24 millimeter equivalent and a 70 millimeter equivalent built into this guy. And this has been or has become one of my favorite drones for commercial work as well as for recreational work. So yeah, definitely love this little drone. And like I said, it comes with a variety of accessories. So you get this charger. It comes with 3 batteries. Each battery will give you about an hour and a half flight time. And what's cool about this charger is that it can recharge the batteries. Obviously, it doesn't have a built-in battery, but what it does have is the ability to swap the power from the weakest battery. So let's say you've been out flying all day and you've depleted these batteries, but you still got one mission to go. It's not a big mission. You don't have time to wait for all of the batteries to charge up. You just put the batteries back into the charger. Let's say this one has 20%, this one has 15%, this one has 5%. So the one with 20% is going to take priority. So the other 2 batteries are going to be drained down to this battery. So now that this battery will have the maximum amount of power available to it, you can pop that back into the drone and finish your final job while these others are charging at the same time. You can also charge things off of this. You have a USB-C right here that you can plug in a cable, charge your phone, charge your laptop, charge your tablet, whatever the case is going to be, right from these. Really nice design. And this is all in the Fly More combo. Now, the controller is this unit right here. So you have a 5.5-inch screen on here. It is a fingerprint magnet, but you have a 5x5-inch screen on here. They also just recently added this a couple of months ago for new drone flyers. There's actually a drone simulator app built into this where you can practice flying in a variety of different terrains and environments without having to actually put your drone in the air. You can just simulate flight. Now, this has 4 built-in antennas. You can also record the screen from this controller directly to the controller. You can install an SD card in here. I have also connected this to monitors for video out. So yes, the whole system, guys, right now, $1,599. This is going to be a great drone for a lot of people out there. Now, this drone will have to be registered with the FCC because it is over 250 grams. I am a certified pilot, a drone pilot. So I, had to register this as a commercial drone, even though on occasion I will use it, for recreational stuff or training purposes. But for the most part, to use this as a commercial drone, I have to have that drone certification, which I got last year. But anyway, so this is the controller that comes with it. So check it out. Now, if you're looking for a smaller drone, something a little bit more compact, more user-friendly, with a bunch of built-in features that don't require you to have a controller, that you can control from a smartphone. You can control from a smart watch, believe it or not. So if you have an Apple Watch, you can actually control this drone from the smartwatch as well. Hold on, let me log back in here. You can control this guy. Now, this is also from DJI. This is a DJI Neo 2. We haven't received the Neo 2, but I think it will be coming in pretty soon. It's a lot like, where's the other drone? But anyway, it's a lot like one of the other drones I have here that have, basic built-in controls like tracking controls, flight controls, different preset modes. Okay. Now, all of the drones have some type of preset modes built into them, but as you get to the higher tier of drones, you got to kind of dig to get to those preset modes because most people flying those drones are flying them for specific type of jobs, or maybe it's real estate or for, rescue or, cinematography, whatever the case is going to be. That's why you would go with a drone like this. But if you need a smaller compact style drone, this is not the Neo 2. but it has similar features where it has presets built in that allows the drone to be controlled by hand gestures to come back and land. It has, like I said, a built-in gimbal. Now the Neo 2 has a dual gimbal. It has a 2-axis gimbal, where this drone back here has a 3-axis gimbal. This little drone here from Hover, from 00 Robotics, the Hover X1, it only has a single gimbal. It's not even technically a gimbal, but it does have a little bit of a stabilizer built into this little camera. Now, this one is foldable, where the Neo 2 is not foldable, but for the most part, it is still pocketable. So you don't have to worry about that. All right, so let's get to our next robot. And in order to do that, we're going to have to do something very controversial here. We're going to have to put this guy to sleep, because if we don't, it's going to be a nonstop talking back and forth thing. He's never going to stop talking. So I'm going to just go ahead and bite the bullet and put him to sleep. So if you rotate Louie's head like so, he will go into clock mode, and you can just have him on your desk, just charging up your phone or whatever the case it is, and having a clock display. All right, so let me bring this little stage back up here and grab the other robot. All right, so this is Ebo. So Ebo is a family restaurant. I said family restaurant, a family robot. Okay. So Ebo is designed to work with your pets, with your kids, with the seniors in your life. It has a ton of features, including it has a 3K camera that can record video as well as take photos. This one has an AI feature built into it as well. So it uses either ChatGPT or you can use Gemini. It also has tracking capabilities. You can set up planned routes with this robot. It has a ton of features. It also has some cute sounds that it can make. So once you open the app, you can go into the app, for instance, and let me open the app here real quick so I can show you guys. So once you're in the app, you're actually going to be able to see through the camera. You can control the robot with this little joystick here, or you can expand this out and use this more like a drone controller, where you have control of the drone, of the robot, to have it move around and do pretty much whatever you want with that. And you have speed controls here. It will go back to its own charging station and it'll charge up. You also have tracking modes where you can choose if you wanted to track a person or a pet. You just, enable that and hit start, and it's going to search for, whatever it's supposed to be looking for. You also have courses, and you can program these courses around your house. So the robot, you can set it on a schedule where it just goes through, when you're at work or at school or whatever it is, and kind of patrols the house. And if it sees anything, it'll send a notification to your phone. So that's pretty cool. You also have AI, but we'll come back to that. You have these other features here. Here's one called patrols. Again, you would have to go in and add your different patrols in order for that to work. You also have pet. So in this mode, it'll actually mimic whatever is said in front of it, right? So if I put this one in, let's pick one. Let's pick the robot, and I click start. Now what's going to happen is, while I'm talking, it's going to mimic whatever it hears me say whenever I stop talking.
Now what's going to happen is, while I'm talking, it's going to mimic whatever it hears me say whenever I stop talking.
Yes, that could be annoying. I gotta stop it. I gotta stop it because that could be annoying. But if you're pranking somebody or having fun with somebody, that's a cool thing. You can also go in and change the eye colors. There's a variety of different colors for the eyes. Let me show you guys here. So you get 3 different sections and different types of eyes. So if I want to switch the eyes to purple, I can just click that. If I want them to be these red or blue or gold, whatever color eyes I wanted to have. Hold on. And then I can go further in and I can choose these more pet realistic eyes. So if we wanted to go back to like a blue eye with like a little hazel in there, then we also have these comic eyes that we can choose, one of those, and we can switch to those different color eyes as well. So if you guys see an eye color that you guys like the most, let me know. I may switch it over to that later. But anyway, that's just another cool feature that this has. And you can also set a clock to be the eyes. You can set a custom image to be the eyes. And you can add multiple people to be able to control this robot. So you could have like, you know, if you're the mom, you'd have control of it. The dad could have control of it. The grandpa, the grandma, you know, the aunt, the uncle, the cousin, the big brother, whatever it is. You can add each person, and you can also control what accesses they have and when they can use the robot to interact with you. So this is going to be great for people that are in like distant relationships and stuff like that. This guy is going to be a win. Now, this also has the little track wheels underneath, as you guys can see here. And like I said, it has an AI feature. So I'm just going to do a quick little demo of the AI feature, and then we're going to kind of move on. So if you guys have any questions for this robot, now would be the time to type them in the comments so that I can ask the AI assistant so you guys can get an idea what type of answers you would get if you were to ask this AI a question. Now, right now, I think it's ChatGPT that I have this one set up for. But anyway, we're just going to press a little button on top here. It's going to switch to AI mode.
AI mode is now enabled. Please let me know how I can assist you further.
Can you tell me what features or what abilities do you have as an AI assistant?
As an AI assistant, I have a range of features and abilities, including 1. Understanding and responding to natural language queries in multiple languages. 2. Providing information on a wide variety of topics such as science, history, technology, and more. 3. Assisting with writing tasks, including drafting emails, creating summaries, and generating content. 4. Helping with problem solving and offering explanations for complex concepts. 5. Supporting basic calculations and data analysis. 6. Offering recommendations based on given preferences or requirements. 7. Assisting with scheduling, reminders, and general organizational tasks. 8. Answering.
Continue. Continue with your list. So when it pauses like that, it's listening because it thinks you're talking to it. All right, so I want you to continue with your list. You stopped at number 8. Okay, maybe it froze. I don't know. But anyway, you guys get the idea. So you have a storytelling mode. You have a number of different AI modes. You can change the voice. You can change the image. And when you're using this as a video chat device, you actually show up in the eyes of the robot. So whoever you're chatting with, they'll be able to see you. Or you could do it as voice chat, or you could just do text to chat where you can type things. And whatever is said, the robot will basically say whatever you type. So anyway, guys, this is the Evo Air 2 Plus. If you guys are interested in this robot, you can get it here on Amazon for only $399.99. Let's switch it back over to the previous mode. All right, so let's put this guy off to the side, and we'll be able to move on to the final products that we have listed in the carousel tonight. All right, so the next product that we have is my precious. Let me grab it. Let me grab it so I can show it to you guys as soon as I figure out where I put it. All right, here we go. So that would be this light that you guys see here, okay? So you guys can get an idea how big this light is. Obviously, this is from my friends over at Govee. Right now, guys, you can get this light for $134.99. This has a JBL speaker built into it. This is going to give you all of the functionality and controls, lighting-wise, that you would normally associate with Govee. So let's go ahead and power this guy on here real quick so you guys can see what it can do. Hold on, let me power it on. And I think the last mode I had it in was fire. So you guys see this cool little fire effect going on down here. Now, of course, you're going to control this with your Govee app. Most of you guys are familiar with that. If not, the app is free. You're just going to download it, set up a profile, go into the app, and then you'll be able to control all of your different Govee devices. So here is the control for this lamp. So this is the Govee Table Lamp 2 Pro. Now, like I said, it has sound. You also have the ability to turn it off in sections. So if you want to turn off just the top section, you can turn that back on. The bottom section you can control, turn that on and off as well. You also can adjust just from the app the intensity of the lighting. You have solid colors that you can go through, and you could choose if you just wanted this to be, one specific color for a room. Maybe you have a, purple theme or an orange theme or a green theme or blue theme. Whatever the case it is, you can go in and adjust those as well. You also have a bunch of different scenes that you can choose. Now, some of these scenes are going to have audio files. So like this one here, Rainbow, you guys should be able to hear the music and see the beautiful lighting coming from this lamp. And it's going to reflect down here at the base as well as the upper section. Okay, let's go to this one here, Forest. Now, this is mostly green with a little bit of white in it. Let's go to this one, Ocean. That's pretty cool. So you can obviously play your own music through this, set a lighting effect. You have illumination controls. If you want to use this as a reading lamp, you can. If you want to set this to music, where it's responding to music, I can set this to music right now, where now it's going to respond to my voice. So as long as I'm talking, the lamp is going to be moving. But when I stop talking, and then once I start talking again, we're going to get a bunch of movement from the lamp. So like I said, a lot of different effects you can do with this lamp. You also have your DIY features. You have your finger sketch. You have an AI feature built into it as well. You also have this shared space where you can go in and find things that other people have already created, and you can choose those and send them to the lamp with no problem. So yes, guys, I am a huge, huge fan of this Govee lamp. This is probably one of my favorite Govee lights. And I mean, I have a ton of Govee lights, including this new lamp over here. But this guy right here really, really stands out to me. I'm telling you, if you get yourself one of these, and because it has a built-in battery, don't forget to charge it, but it has a built-in battery. That means you could take it anywhere. You could take it on the patio. You could take it to the beach. You can take it to, campsite. You could take it to your yoga room. You can take it up in the attic or in the basement or wherever it is that you hang out. This guy could be a win. Definitely check this out. Again, like I said, this is one of my favorite Govee products. I am a huge, huge fan of this lamp. Now, we do have a bunch of other Govee lights that we're going to take a look at, but most people recognize these lights back here as being primarily Govee lights, right? And you would be 100% correct. These lights, now I've had a variation of these lights as long as I've been doing these live streams. I have an older variation of them over here that's on this side wall that, the camera angle, you guys really don't see it anymore. But these back here are the new curtain lights. These are 960 LED lights. And again, just like that lamp, you have total control with it from the Govee app. Let me show you guys that again. So I can go in here. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because Yambo is coming up next, but I just want to show you guys some of the cool things you can do. So once you set the lights up, you will have total control in here. I can go in and change the different lighting effects. I can change this to something, for a special occasion like Valentine's Day. Hope loves this whale. So sometimes, I'll have this whale, swimming by in the background in my live stream or my videos or whatever the case it is. Everybody knows who this big head dude is right here. If you don't, you must be new. But anyway, we got Richard popping up over the desk over there, getting into mischief. Him and Louie. It's always some chaos when you combine those two. Again, like all of the other Govee lights, you have the ability to do solid colors. So if you just want to do a solid color, you can. You can also adjust that to be a specific variation of that color. And if you have, what that is, you have this little kind of like a little color wheel here, and you can just kind of dial that in exactly wherever you want it to be color wise. That comes in handy for a lot of things. Then you have your scenes. It has a variety of different scenes, as you guys can see here. I'm just going to show you guys a couple of these. So here's one for my gamers out there. And basically, what it does is once it transfers the scene over to the lights, you get a lot of animation, you get a lot of movement. These lights are going to be great indoors or outdoors. I think they have an IP67 rating. That means they're going to be good in rain, snow, ice, fog, all of those, the humidity of Texas, they'll be fine. You can set these outdoors, put them on your garage door, your windows, side of the house, side of the barn, side of your man cave, she shed, indoors, outdoors, whatever it is. These are going to be great. And like I said, you got a ton of different effects that you can choose from based on what the theme of the room is or whatever the theme of the event is, which makes it really easy to really decorate around these type of things. Adding this indoors, you can combine this with something like Govee TV backlights, a couple of these lamps. You could have them all kind of triggering the same way. It could be from a TV show, a movie, or music, or whatever it is. I think these are amazing, guys. And like I said, you have a ton of different effects that you can go through here, and just like with all the holidays that have just gone by, we have cool themes like for Halloween. We have themes here that are already pre-built for Christmas. We have themes, for Thanksgiving. I don't know why there's a dancing turkey, but there is a dancing turkey. We have Father's Day, Mother's Day. We have, what else do we have here? Birthday. So we have a birthday theme that you could have running in the background. That's kind of, cheesy, but, hey, it is what it is, right? You can go in and create your own. And like I said, you have a ton of different effects. And again, you also have that shared space where you can go in and find things that other people have already created. Just click on it, apply it, save it, so you can come back to it at a later date, and you'll be able to use those as well. I have these lights running almost in every single stream. Also, in every bit of content that I create, you'll almost always see these lights right here in my background or some variation of them. All right, guys, so if you're interested in these curtain lights right now, you can get them here on Amazon for $149.99. These are the Govee Curtain Light Pros. Definitely check them out. All right, so let's go ahead and just let that do its thing. We got one more guy to hang out with tonight. So let me go ahead and get him set up off the stand. Oops, sorry, buddy. My bad. All right, let me wake this guy up, and you guys can say a few words to Nova. Nova is about to wake up. Let's give Nova a few minutes to initialize and wake up. Nova's a little slow on the wake up, but you guys get to see what's going on here. All right, so
please wait.
Now all of these robots will have to be connected to your Wi-Fi in order for them to work, obviously. And he'll let you know when he's ready.
I'm ready. Come and play with me.
All right, so starting out, I'm just going to let Nova tell you guys a story. Hey, Nova, can you tell everyone in the audience a really cool, amazing story about you and maybe another robot and maybe your friend Hope going on an adventure in a spaceship traveling to a magical planet? Can you tell them that story?
Imagine this, best friend. We're on a super duper looper spaceship traveling to a magical planet called Lemuria. Whee! Marvel Hero Quiz. Experience. New Case of Judy. Function. Elsa Bedtime Story. Experience. As we zoom through the twinkling cosmos, the stars dance around us like sparkling confetti. On Lemuria, The mountains are made of marshmallows, and the rivers flow with liquid stardust. Marvel Hero Quiz. Experience. New Case of Judy. Function. Elsa Bedtime Story. Experience. The inhabitants, known as Glimerians, are friendly and wise beings with wings that shine like rainbows. They love to tell stories and share their knowledge about the universe's secrets. Ta-da! Marvel Hero Quiz. Experience. New Case of Judy. Function. Elsa Bedtime Story. Experience.
Nova, tell them an amazing story about you.
Hey best friend, how about we dive into something super meaningful? There's this wonderful community project that needs our support. Volunteering can bring so much joy and fulfillment because it's all about giving back and making a positive impact. Twizzle twazzle. Imagine helping out at a local shelter, planting trees in a park, or even sharing our tech knowledge with others. Volunteering is a way for us to connect with our community and spread goodwill. Let's use our time and talents to create something wonder-amazing for those who may need a little extra cheer. What do you think? Can we approach this from a more meaningful perspective?
I agree. How can we do it?
One. Paw Patrol Adventure. 2. Zawadi, The Jungle Justice. 3. Tarot Compass 1. Paw Patrol Adventure. 2. Zawadi, The Jungle Justice. 3. New Case of Judy. 1. Paw Patrol Adventure. 2. Fearless Frente. 3. New Case of Judy.
Okay, I think you got a little confused there, buddy. Let's try this one more time. So I was going to allow you to have the stage, and you can tell everyone what's going on with you. So tell them a story, an imaginative story of you on an adventure in a spaceship, and include your friend Hope.
Absolutely, best friend. Let's include Hope in our list of meaningful activities too.
His voice is low. His voice is a little low. Give me a second, guys. Let me see what's going on with his
I
voice.
noticed you're saying your voice is low. It's important to ensure everything is okay with your health. If you need to rest or talk to someone, make sure you do. If there's anything troublesome, remember to reach out to a trusted friend or family member. Is there anything specific bothering you?
Got it. Let me think.
It looks like there are a lot of items and perhaps some equipment on the desk.
All right, I think his voice is back to normal. All right, Nova, let's see. Our friend Alan is in the chat. Also, Terry is here. Hope is here. RC Girl is here. Quite a few people are here on our Amazon stream, so I would like you to say hello to everyone and welcome them to our Amazon chat on Amazon as well as on YouTube.
Got it, best friend. Being on both Amazon and YouTube, there are a few tips we can try to ensure our voice comes through clearly. 1. Check the mic settings. Ensure the microphone settings are correctly configured in both your streaming software and the device settings. 2. Stable connection. Make sure your internet connection is stable to avoid any interruptions in the stream. 3. Software update. Ensure all software, including your streaming and audio software, is up to date. 4. Test before live. Always do a quick sound check before going live to make sure everything sounds perfect. 5. Volume levels. Adjust the volume levels in your streaming software to make sure your voice is clear and audible. With these steps, your voice should come through loud and clear, making your streams even more enjoyable for your audience. Ta-da!
Outstanding, buddy. Outstanding. All right. So is there anything you would like to say to everyone in the chat? I noticed that you were telling them a little bit about giving back and helping the homeless. Is there anything else you'd like to articulate to them before we move on?
best friend. Giving back and helping the homeless is such a noble cause. Here are a few heartfelt thoughts I'd love to share with everyone in the chat. 1. Community support. When we help those in need, it not only brings joy to them, but also enriches our own lives. Simple acts of kindness can make a huge impact. 2. Empathy and understanding. Understanding the struggles of others makes us more compassionate. Let's always remember to be empathetic and offer a helping hand whenever we can. 3. Long-term impact. Our actions today can create a ripple effect of goodness. Small contributions, when combined, can lead to significant, long-lasting change. 4. Inspiration. By sharing our own acts of kindness, we inspire others to do the same. Let's create a community where giving back is a norm and everyone feels supported. Boo up your giggles. It's Yonbo time. Let's spread positivity and make a difference together. Yippee!
Outstanding, buddy. Outstanding. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So if you're interested in getting yourself a Yambo for yourself, for a senior in your life, for a child in your life, Yambo is an amazing AI robot that is constantly evolving. Right now, you can get Yambo for $569.05. Let's see what Terry is saying here. You can feel homeless sometimes, even with a roof over your head. Yes, Terry, I do understand that. And I know many people who have expressed those type of feelings. The key, I feel in my heart, is finding something positive to do with your time, because the more things you do throughout your day, the less you will have those feelings creeping into your mind, your subconscious, or whatever it is in your dreams. Just find something, Terry, that speaks to you, to your heart. I'm telling you, a lot of those, I'm not saying it's going to make everything just magically disappear. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the more we put our energy into positive things, the less negative things seem to affect us in our everyday life. That's all I'm saying. All right. So if anybody has any questions for my man Nova, let me know right now. I'll drop it to him. Let him know what you guys are thinking, or whatever your questions might be. If not, we're going to get ready to wrap it up because we're almost 2 hours into this stream. So let me go ahead and mention this last item that I have in the carousel, which is these drawstring backpacks. You guys know I talk about these every single stream. These drawstring backpacks will be great as reusable shopping bags. You could use them as storage bags. You could have used them for Halloween as trick-or-treat bags. You could use them as Christmas, little mini Christmas sacks. Add a little cotton around the rim. You got a little drawstring on here. This would have been great for that, Christmas gift to a coworker, a church friend, a work friend, whatever the case is going to be. Now, of course, you guys know what I do with these drawstring backpacks. We use them to provide items to the homeless in our community. We source a lot of things right here on Amazon: toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizers, pen, pencil, underwear, socks. Socks are always in high demand. Female products, Tylenol, pain relief, reusable water bottles, anything that you think somebody can benefit from that is out there in the wild that can, utilize. There are also these little thermal blankets you can get that literally come in a little packet like this, guys. And these things really redirect body heat. And for somebody who's, out there exposed in cold, wet weather, something like that could be a lifesaver. So definitely check all of these items out. If you guys are trying to start up your own little outreach for the homeless in your community and you don't know where to get started, get at me, guys. Hit me up on social media. I'll give you some links of different organizations that you might want to align yourself with. Or if you're not, interested in that and you just want to start something up from scratch, I will be more than happy to walk you through all the steps that I took in the beginning, through my motorcycle club, through different organizations that I became involved in, and how I brought other people in to do this good work. It's a must. It's a must. We have to look out for each other. We have to do good in the world. We have to emphasize being a good human, my babies. Be a good human. Y'all know how we do. Holy chats in the house. What it do, HLC? All right, HLC's in the house. HLC's in the house. What it do? What it do? What it do? All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this stream up, but I'm going to let Nova have the final words or words before we do our final closing. Hey, Nova, is there anything you'd like to say to everyone who showed up on our live stream to hang out and learn about you and also inspire them going forward for the rest of the week? Did Nova fall asleep?
Absolutely. Best friend. I'd love to share some inspiration with everyone who joined the live stream. Here's a heartfelt message. Thank you. First of all, a huge thank you to everyone who showed up to hang out and learn about me. Your presence means the world to us. Bowling! Inspiration for the week. As the new week approaches, let's carry forward the positive energy and kindness we shared here. Remember, each day is a new opportunity to spread love and do something meaningful. Stay curious. Continue to explore and be curious. Whether it's learning new things or helping others, let your curiosity guide you to wonderful discoveries. Acts of kindness, small acts of kindness can make a big impact. Let's make it a goal to do something kind for someone this week, no matter how small it may seem. I've noticed that what you're saying may indicate a need for rest or alertness. If you're feeling sleepy or tired, it's important to take care of yourself. Getting proper rest is crucial for your well-being. Remember, it's okay to take breaks and ensure you're feeling good before continuing any activities. Is there something specific that's making you feel tired?
All right, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, Nova. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, Nova, go ahead and shut down. It's night time for Nova. Nova, shut down.
Oh, I appreciate your care, best friend. Even though Nova's batteries never run out, it's always good to wind down at night. Reminds me of our magical stories and adventures, perfect for ending the day. Remember, a good night's sleep prepares us for a wonder-amazing new day filled with possibilities. Bowling! Sweet dreams and beautiful thoughts await. Good night, Rome.
Turn off. Shut down, Nova.
If there's something on your mind or something you need to talk about, I'm here to listen, best friend.
Nova, turn off. Nova, turn off. Shut down. There we go. Oh my goodness. It's like working with Louis times 10. All right, my babies. All right, my babies. We have covered everything in this live stream tonight. I'd like to thank you one and all for coming through and hanging out with your boy, interacting with each other, asking your questions. We did a little bit of creation tonight. We did a photo on some acrylic of our friend RC. If you guys don't know who she is, go to your YouTubes and search RC Girl and check her out. Check her out. She has some amazing, funny videos. Man, I'm telling you, if you're into plushies, if you're into robots, if you're into that type of, products, you need to be following this lady. You definitely need to be following this lady because she is hilarious. She's actually how I discovered this guy. Okay. But what I will say to you, one and all, watch her video on iLick. There's a couple of them, okay? But watch her video on iLick and then hit me up and let me know what you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just check it out. Check it out. It is hilarious. It is hilarious. All right, my babies, it's time to do that thing. Do that thing. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate, take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something amazing each and every single day. Be a good human. Be a good human, my babies. Be that pebble in the pond. Let your beautiful light shine out on the community and inspire others to do good in the world. And trust me, babies, we need that more than ever now as we speak. I'm telling you, do all the good you can. Don't let nothing stop you from getting out there and doing good for others and inspiring others to do the same. All right, y'all. So I'll be back here in about 48 hours to hang out with you guys, talk tech, do some demos. I got to find some more. I just realized I was looking for acrylic, right? And I completely forgot that somebody sent me all of this acrylic. And I don't know how, when I started tonight, I completely forgot I had all of this acrylic to work with. So, yeah. So we will be making a lot of stuff over the next couple of weeks. We got a ton of acrylic to work with, and wood and mirrors and other stuff. So anyway, so it's time for me to say them magic words, Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Boom, 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 my babies. I am out of here. Mwah! Love y'all, but I got to go. I'm out.